Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I am sending a message to Instagram land right now to let them know that what they need to do is join us on YouTube. So let me send the people them their information so they know live. Oh, let me back this up. I'm kind of close up, y'all. Live now on YouTube. Okay, I think this is good. Here. And I always like to add captions because who's listening to videos these days? Not me. Captions. I promise you guys will have my attention in un momento. Okay. Let me change this to black because you can't really see it. Gray is fine. Okay. So Instagram got what they needed. Am I on D&D? I am. All right, folks, we do not have a lot of time together. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope all is well. If you are joining me on YouTube, welcome. If you're joining me on Instagram, you are in the wrong place. Please be sure to join me on YouTube because that is where we are able to engage and exchange and talk and converse. And I can answer all of your questions around dating and relationships. Also, did I mess this up? Oh, this is too long. I'm teaching. Sorry, y'all. I'm putting a pinned comment, and it seems like my pinned comment that I wrote in advance just for y'all is too long. So we're going to try this again. Yep, it is too long. All right, let's change. Let's shorten the word Thursday. Let's shorten February. The word, oh, still too long. Let's change 5 to the number 5. See, I tried to be in advance, y'all. I tried. DESER. How else do I shorten this? Okay, I'm going to take away Eastern. Y'all know I'm in New York. All right, ERVE. Okay, good. So now I have enough characters. So I am pinning the comment on Instagram. Excellent. Now, Instagram, I'm not going to see you anymore. So if you want to see me, then you need to come over to YouTube. Here we go. And here is your comment. Got to make sure everybody has what they need. All right. So if you're new to my page, my name is Allison Wellington, certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with busy professional women to teach them how to attract and keep the husbands that they deserve. I do that in 3 ways. Number 1, through my 12-month mentorship program called The Partner You Deserve, where I have a 5-step proprietary system teaching my clients how to build confidence, learn vetting and discernment, lean into their feminine energy, create winning dating profiles to attract the right mates and repel the wrong ones, learn which events they should be attending so that they are surrounded by equally yoked marriage-minded men, and how to build a healthy relationship moving forward, right? Those are all the elements I teach. And I have hundreds of clients who are in the best relationships of their lives. They are in the best relationships of their lives after we work together. I like to say in 12 months or less. To be honest with you, is normally 6 months or less. Okay. But I like to under promise and under deliver. So that's the first way that I work with my clients to get them into that relationship of their dreams. They are buying houses. They are traveling the world. They are starting families. They are breaking generational curses. They are establishing generational wealth. They have someone that they can rely on. And that other person has someone that they can rely on, especially when life gets tough. And I want that for you if that's what you want for you. So number 1, I have my mentorship program. Number 2, how I help my clients is through my international retreats. This year, March 28th through April the 1st, we are going to St. Martin and we have 1 room left. Those are for my women, no matter where you are in your relationship journey, single as a dollar bill, committed relationship, married, recently divorced. Once you're dedicated to showing up as the best version of you, then I am dedicated in making sure that you get there. So again, I'll make sure that the link is already in my bio and I'll make sure that I add it to the description in this video and in the pinned comment as well. And then the final way that I help my clients get into the best relationships of their lives is through my private community that is hosted on Patreon. It's called the Future Wives Club. And not only do we have bi-monthly mentorship meetings, so I can give them live in person like this, right? But on Zoom, support and guidance around their issues. But I'm also there, I guess, what's the word? Asynchronous, is that the word? Where they have trainings, all my past trainings, all my past live streams, ebooks that aren't available any other place, so on and so forth. So I think it's Kala. Let me know if I pronounced that correctly. Kala. Welcome, welcome. She says hi, and welcome to everyone who's joined the live. Make sure that if you want your questions answered or you want to comment or engage, you have to join me on YouTube. So make sure that you either search Align with Allison, or if you're watching this on Instagram, you can comment the word YouTube and the link will be sent to you and you can join me here live and in color. Instagram is like this little skinny box. I'm super close up. YouTube's a little bit better. All right. So what are we discussing today? So one of the issues that I find my busy professional women gloss over is not establishing your non-negotiables. If you were here for yesterday's live, we talked about establishing your relationship goals. We talked about how to establish a relationship goal. And in our training on Thursday, this Thursday, February 12th, 7 p.m., we're going to talk about how to generate questions around those goals, right? Make sure you join us for the training. It's only $27 and it's in a private Zoom room where I'm going to be teaching my 5-step approach on how I help my clients get into those best relationships of their lives. Right now, this is piecemeal. I'm giving you parts and pieces. I'm giving you a preview, and then we'll do the real work together on Thursday. Anywho, so yesterday, we talked about setting your goals. You need to be very clear as to what your relationship goal is. What do you desire? What is the life? What is the vision that you have for your life with a partner? That was yesterday. Today, we're talking about your non-negotiables and how many of my busy professional women just skate right over what their non-negotiables are, or they don't choose the quote unquote right non-negotiables, meaning you are choosing preferences, you are listing preferences over what your non-negotiables should be. What are the things that will actually make you happy in the long term? What are the things that are going to give you longevity in your romantic relationships? What are the things that's going to lead to a healthy, happy marriage, right? And so what we need to make sure that we're doing is that we are not putting all of our eggs in a basket of preferences. And instead, we are very clear in establishing what our non-negotiables are so that we know what questions to ask, what behaviors to pay attention to, so that we know whether or not the guys that are in front of us are an appropriate match for us for the long term and not the short term. Okay. I want you to stop thinking about the things that are nice to have and start thinking about the things that are going to give you longevity and long-term fulfillment and happiness. You with me so far? All right. So again, a lot of my clients, busy professional women, think that they have standards, and the reality is it's more around preferences than it is standards, and preferences are optional, and preferences don't give you longevity. All right. So again, once you're clear on yesterday, the relationship goal, the next step is now defining what are the requirements in order for you and him to get there. So I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag and let's talk about some of the preferences that are holding you back from getting into the best relationship of your life. You guys are not gonna like the first one, so I'm just gonna jump out the window and tell you: height. A very specific height. You being attached to a very specific height is going to, quote unquote, price you out of the market. And by price you out of the market, what I mean is literally, statistically, it's not in your favor for you to demand that the man that you date has to be 6'1". The man that you date has to be 6'3". And I also want you to think about it comparatively to your height. You're 5'5". On what earth are you ever going to be taller than this guy? If he's 5'11", why is that not reasonable, right? So we talk about demanding the things that you have and making sure that it's comparable, right? And so you might be drop dead gorgeous and you feel like you have the right to demand things that are not going to give you longevity. Let me be frank, things that are shallow. But guess what? If you've only been dating the 6'1" man and you've only been dating the 6'3" man, and I say this with full shade, and you are still struggling in your love life, clearly height is not the determining factor that is going to create the love life that you desire. The height is not getting you anywhere. Now, I am not saying that you need to date someone who is a little person, right? I'm not saying that you need to date someone who's shorter than you. I'm not even saying to date someone who's shorter than you when you have on heels. But can you add the heel height to your height and then maybe plus one? You're 5'5". Why can't he be 5'10"? When are you ever going to wear 6-inch heels? When, right? I understand the desire and the drive to date someone who's significantly taller. I get it. It makes you feel protected. It's actually animalistic, right? So I get it. However, if that's what you've been doing so far has not been helpful to you, then the conversation needs to be what's more important? Me being in dead end situationships, me being in relationships that are not moving forward, me being used and abused and mistreated and feeling like I'm wasting my time with someone who has the height that I desire, or dating someone who's significantly taller than me. I wear heels, they're still taller, and I have everything else that I want. And then you can decide what you want to do from there. Again, you're a busy professional woman. That means you are logical, you are reasonable, and you are fair. And if you recognize that what you're asking for is not logical or reasonable or fair, then we need to make sure that we're putting this in the preferences. Meaning, I'm dating two gentlemen who have the behaviors that I desire, who have the morals and values that are an absolute must for me. And then one of them is taller than the other. That's a preference. But if we're using height as our non-negotiable to decide whether or not someone is worthy enough to date, and that has not been working for you, then you can decide what you want to do with that information. Second preference that's problematic is a specific career type. I didn't say not earning money. We live in a capitalistic society. I wouldn't be the woman that you guys know me to be if I lied and said that money doesn't matter. If I lied and said that financial stability doesn't matter. It does. Anyone who thinks that it doesn't, you special, you're different, right? But a very specific career path, or rejecting people because of I've seen all these stupid memes on the internet that have a list of careers that you just should not give a gentleman a chance. But when they start eliminating you, I remember I posted a reel about lawyers. Oh, the lawyers were so upset with me. They were so angry with me in the comments. And I'm not saying lawyers do this. I'm saying people do this. But there'll be a list online of the different careers that men cannot have. And if they do have it, they're automatically problematic. But if we were to assign that same kind of list to the women that we should not date because they're problematic, because they're argumentative, because they're difficult, because they think they're better than everybody else, and blah, 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 then the women would be up in uproar. That's unreasonable, busy professional women. We have to be reasonable. We're not eliminating people simply because of their very specific title or career. We date them, we get on the phone with them, we ask them the right questions, we pay attention to the right behaviors, we go on dates, we spend quality time, and then we eliminate them if they're an inappropriate match because of their behavior. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't particular careers that you'll see that they may be more problematic men than others, right? You've heard the things about the guys who are in law enforcement, or the guys, well, forget about ICE. ICE, they ain't getting no chance, right? But other types of forceful careers, I understand your concern and your pause. I'm not going to throw this person away. Yes, that's a heart. Yes, it's a heart. I bought a whole bunch of heart shirts. You are not going to throw someone away simply because they are a pilot or they're in the military. Yes, you may have had a poor experience with one or two. My question is, how much vetting did you do before you did that? Now, again, I'm going to have my pushback, and that's fine. My question to you is, has your methodology been working for you? If your methodology has been working for you, then dismiss everything I have to say. Who cares about me? You're the expert. You got the answer, Sway. If your methodology has not been working for you and it's worked for me and the hundreds of my clients that I've helped get into healthy, committed relationships every single week for the last 6 years, then it's time for you to turn on your ears. Okay, let's keep going. So preferences that are problematic, a very particular style. Bro, we can go to the mall and change up a style any day of the week once they're willing, right? You know, he wears a whole bunch of Jordans and he wears Apple watches. We can get a suit, right? Not even out of our own pockets, out of their own, right? We can work on different fashion. Like, fashion is so ridiculous. Someone can rebrand in a minute. So choosing someone based on them having a particular style is problematic. And if it has not been working, it has not been working. So those are the preferences that are the most problematic. And this is how we're wrapping up right now. We're now going to go through some of the non-negotiables I need you to consider, because these are the non-negotiables that are going to make or break your romantic relationships. These are the non-negotiables you need to be adding to your list to make sure that this person has the capacity to love you and to establish the life that you desire. You are on this page because you are a busy professional woman who desires a healthy, committed relationship, and or you desire marriage. You want to create the family of your dreams. You want to have the tradition of your dreams. You want to buy the house and start the businesses and do all the things. Then these are the behaviors and traits you need to consider. These are your non-negotiables, okay? And again, on our training on Thursday, February the 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern. The link is in my bio. The link, if you're watching this on Instagram, click the link in my bio or comment the word deserve and the link will go straight to you. It's $27. If you're watching this on Instagram or if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, the link is already there. Click it and join us. We'll go through the very particular questions to ask, right? I'm not giving away the whole kit and caboodle on YouTube. The free is only going to get you so far. Sometimes you have to do something different to get a different result. You have to invest in you. And so I'll be doing that work privately in the masterclass. All right. That's on Thursday live. If you can't make it live, get the recording. It's better than nothing. So what are the non-negotiables you need to be adding to your list? Number one, emotional availability. We talked about this at length yesterday. I'm not going to go through it again. Watch the replay. It's on YouTube. Consistency. Does he have the capacity and the desire to show up? If the man is working 3 jobs, legitimately, he don't have time to date. Let him go. If this person isn't working 3 jobs and just is not showing up, which is even worse, because that means they're just not interested. Either one, it doesn't work, but it's even worse. They're just not interested. Let them go. We're not begging people to spend time with us, to get to know us, to take us out on dates. Absolutely not. This is when we're the most excited. And if you're not showing up now, you're definitely not going to show up later when stuff really gets hard. When we're in a romantic relationship and a sibling passes, when we're in a romantic relationship or married and the kids are sick, right? Or they're failing or they're getting in trouble, when life really gets tough, right? Absolutely not. They need to be consistent. They need to have follow through. They are a person of their word. They're a man of their word. They say what they're going to do and then they actually do it. These are your non-negotiables you need to be adding to your list. They are communicative. They're able to express their needs, their wants, their concerns in a respectful manner. They have the capability of receiving feedback from you. They're reasonable, they're fair, they're logical, because that means that they'll be able to problem solve alongside you. And you guys attack the problem instead of attacking each other. And the last non-negotiable we're going to talk about this evening is the desire for the same type of relationship. It doesn't matter if he has all of your non-negotiables and all your preferences. If you want marriage and he doesn't, you cannot change this person's mind. Don't bother. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. If you want to be a mom again or for the first time and he doesn't or vice versa, it's never going to work. If he wants a situationship because he's not ready for a relationship and he's 42 years old, it's never going to work. Please make sure that you are asking the right questions to assess whether or not this person wants the same life as you, wants the same type of relationship as you, has the same vision as you do. If they do not, you are wasting your time and it is 100% your fault. Every time I post a reel that talks about the accountability, it gets no views, no likes, no comments. And you know what? On the low, I kind of like that because that means that women are smart enough not to engage in content that they don't like. When I post stuff about the guys, they curse me out left, right, and center. I'm like, you're a fool. Because every time you engage, you're just spreading. I actually got paid a pretty penny from Meta last month for going viral of men cursing me out. So at least the women are smart enough to say, I don't like this. I'm not going to engage. The other side of the coin is I want you to engage because I want you to listen and understand that it is amazing that you have full control over your life. You just have to do it differently. And that might mean a class. That might mean YouTube University. It may mean a coach or a therapist or whoever. And you've invested in those people before, it's time to do something different. Show up live with me on Thursday, February 12th. The link is in the bio. The link is in the description. It's $27. And there we're going to go through the 5-step proprietary system that I teach my clients on how to get into the best relationship of their lives in under 12 months, many of them under 6. So again, the preferences that you need to rethink, a very specific height, a very specific career type, them being stylish. We can change that. The things that are non-negotiables that we cannot change and should not change in a person, whether or not they're emotionally available, whether or not they are consistent, they have follow through, they are communicative, and they desire the same type of relationship as you. Okay. Again, if this has been valuable to you, please make sure that you like, subscribe, do all the things, and hit the notification bell so that when I go live, you get an alert. All right. And if you're watching this on Instagram and you still being hard-headed, then join me on YouTube so you can watch it better because it's like on Instagram is really close up. I don't really like it on Instagram. All right. Shout out to Alexi who just commented the word deserve. Make sure that you register. The Brooklyn Pink on the live. Thank you so much. We have the Gay Dating Coach. Love your content. Thank you so much. Duke is on here. Craig is on here. Technology Mind. The Marriage Mates. Hello. Everyone who joined. Appreciate you. But join me on YouTube. And those who are serious about getting their love life in order, join me for the training on Thursday. All right, folks, it's been a pleasure. I got to go pick up my kids. Love y'all. Bye.